Greetings, fellow hostages. Captain Black, hostage who fights back. Today's topic, self-defense segregation. Whether the articulators are left or right, very few times will you see black people on the air discussing self-defense issues, talking about the Second Amendment, debating the propriety of firearms ownership. I find that ironic but not surprising. Self-defense is the ultimate expression of an individual's freedom. The more that you layer laws and prohibitions causing individuals to have to literally beg the state or federal government for the right to carry whatever the state of the art is in defensive devices, the less free you are. I look at the recent, if you want to call it that, town hall meeting that Obama had on self-defense. Here we had a half-white president talking to mostly white people about defending yourself. Here in New Orleans, you have an elitist, liberal, white mayor who feels that the majority black population should suffer in silence and, of course, serve as props for photo ops. You have an equally elite, but to the political right, group of gun owners who try to leverage political influence, again in a majority black city, where black attendees are reduced to photo op candidates. You know, the whole left-right debate about self-defense is an innately racist one. We need look no further than the Civil Rights era and the fact that it was scrubbed out of popular memory. In fact, you should read a book called This Nonviolent Stuff Will Get You Killed that talks about the many instances where black people, hostages, took up arms against racist police, racist private citizens, and to defend black and other nonviolent protesters. We can't keep having a self-defense debate where relatively safe white people sit in the big house on the national plantation, making laws and advocating like black people like me, Walter Gildersleeve, Brother Al Mims, and others don't exist. I have fought criminals firsthand. I have bounty hunted and taken them to jail. I have been threatened and have threatened criminals who did not like my stances on self-defense and related issues. I am not some limp-wristed liberal who sits in some white master's lap and pants on demand and talks about how nobody should have guns except master's overseers. That's not my program. Self-defense segregation is one of those last lines of the bad old thinking of the bad old days. I will defend myself regardless of what the law says. I am not a slave. My slave ancestors had to operate under a state, a set of draconian rules, which I refuse to. They're suffering. They're suffering in silence. Their suffering without redress emboldens me today. I will not let some limp-wristed liberal or some arrogant conservative feel that their voices are the only voices in self-defense. Because when I step outside my door, I am surrounded by an environment far more violent than the cloistered, safe confines of City Hall, the state capitol, Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., or the White House. And I will defend myself. And if you don't like it, well, make sure your Obamacare is paid up.